Oops, it didn't start the timer. Oh, it did actually. I'm always confused because my... Oh, that's the stream window, that's why. Now it makes sense. I use my stream window to compare instead of my OBS window. That's even more behind. I wonder, should I try to run through the field so I get a comparison? Pretty tempting right now, because I know I can potentially save up to 10 seconds running through the field instead of going to the cannon. I guess I'll make it dependent on how good I'm in the run at that point. No, the task saves about 18 seconds compared to my run where I go to the cannon. I assume I would need 8 seconds more than the task. So technically, if everything goes perfect, I can save up to 15 seconds. But since I have no idea how to do that right now... Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. If I'm behind, I will try it. If I'm ahead, I will probably go for the cannon. So this isn't until after the ruins, by the way, so that's quite a ways away anyways. So I guess this time I'm going for at least a no reset run. Until, well, out of the first area, I guess. Just to see. That's one. Two. Three. 4 and 5. Oh, I hope I could push him until I get to this relic over there. So that's 6. That's 7. 8. 8 is pretty good. Okay, I killed this guy as well. So that's 9. 340 with 9 is... I think that's pretty good. I don't know. Pretty bad at times like that. So I only need to kill one more enemy before the water palace. So I will try to despawn the flower on the left side of the bridge. We'll see if that happens. Only 114 so far, so that's only one low damage roll. For those that don't know, a low damage roll is when I do less than the maximum amount of damage in this case 14, and it's absolutely random whether I get a low damage roll or whether I get normal damage roll, so to speak. I have about a 20 to 30% chance to do a low damage roll instead of a higher one. So yeah, it isn't as important later on in the game, but in the early game it's really important because I still have to kill a lot of enemies along the way. And yeah, that's how that works. So also, basic movement in Secret Mon is quite tricky, to be honest. The main reason why this is tricky is you run into a person, you get stuck, and you lose your running, as in you have to have a full energy bar at the bottom to be able to run. As long as it's reloading, you cannot run, so yeah. That's pretty important to manage. Also, once you start running, you are committed to the direction you are running in. So you'll have to stop running and to change direction. So basically every time I'm starting to run is planned from where I start running and want to run. However, not everything goes to plan. Plus, it's pretty finicky on how the controls work, as in they are fairly precise actually. So let's see. Okay. I tried to despawn this flower, didn't happen. Tried to despawn this flower as well, didn't happen either. That's unfortunate. Well, could be worse. Could be better. Whatever. It's the early game, it doesn't really matter right now. So, going in after Gemma. By the way, if you talk with those soldiers down there until they disappear, you can actually go back to the cannon travel center and then take the cannon to Gaia's Navel before you even start talking to these guys here. However, there's a problem with this if you decide to do that. That's an unintended sequence break, by the way, if you do that. Once you beat the spiky tiger and you're supposed to go free Ondini from the cave to the right of the Royal Palace, the cave will actually not open because you never completed the cutscene here. And so you basically softlock the game and cannot complete it anymore. You played this far and without ever initiating this cutscene here. Also, another fun fact, you can actually skip getting the girl or the sprite by simply taking the shortcut without the whip. You can do that with a bit of trickery with charged up weapons. However, not taking the sprite with you basically results in you getting stuck at the Earth Temple because you cannot activate the orb. Not taking the girl with you, however, works without much trouble. It's not faster, by the way, it simply works. And you will meet the girl, well, I guess for the first time on the sand ship. Because, as you may or may not remember, the party gets split on the sand ship. And then reunited, and since you never had the girl at this point, you never named her. So, what her default name is 12 times. G-O, 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 G-O. As in G-O 12 times, G-O. As in go, 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 go. An extremely long name. Usually the character limit is 6. However, this lets you get past the character limit and it has pretty horrible consequences in text boxes. It messes up everything. Quite funny how that works. Okay. So let me think about this. How many did I kill? There's no. I killed 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I need another 6 enemies to level up my spear. Which is... I think that's pretty much optimal. Yeah. It is actually. Oops. Okay, I skipped the first guy here because I don't need him. Oh no, 2 spawned. That's exactly what I didn't want to happen. Ah, come on. Oh, that's horrible. I wanted to kill these 2 up here, but because there were already 2 goblins on screen... Go away! Holy shit. Because there were already 2 goblins on screen, the other 2 up there could only 1 spawn. So that messed up my timing entirely, that's pretty horrible. Oh, I thought he had less HP left. Oh well. If I'm level 2, I do exactly 22 damage. Oh no, balloon. Okay, I did hit. 22 damage, 21 damage I do. 21 damage means I do it in 3 hits, a maximum, if I don't get a low damage roll, 63 damage. However, those guys have exactly 64 HP. Which means I need exactly 1 more damage to kill them. And that's if I get lucky and no low damage rolls. So I have my spear leveled up to level 1. Which is basically the main goal of killing enemies this early on. I think I have to stand to the left of the switch to properly hit it. Hello. Coming up is the first glitch. Also I see a lot of movement in my chat right now, however I have to focus on this real quick. Oh. I buy a candy and I buy a medical herb. Then I look at them. I see they are not good. Not really. Then I sell them again. Sell them again. The shopkeeper gets a glimpse at my ratchet rope and would like to buy it. I sell it in little pieces. Obviously that's not how the glitch works, but that's my story to it. Pink hair is cool. Greetings, welcome, I guess. Pink hair is cool. It depends on the person. Who would send a message like this? That's pretty interesting. And yes, welcome everyone. I hope to deliver a good run, however I cannot make any promises, there is too much RNG involved in this run. And I'm kind of a little bit rusty right now, so we will see about that. So, I have a ton of money now, and I also just bought 3 chain vests instead of only 1. This is because I want to trash it. And I'm not joking about this. As you may have noticed... Go out of my way, Mr. Dwarf. As you may have noticed... Okay. And no, this was not a mistake. The mistake was I didn't equip the sword. But what I actually just did there is I only bought 2 items of each kind, as in 2 medical herbs, 2 candies and 2 cups of wishes. And then, via a trashing glitch, by equipping an armor and then throwing it away, I reduced the number of items in my inventory by 2, which means I have now 0 candies, 0 medical herbs and 0 cups of wishes. But 0 in your inventory actually doesn't exist really for the game, so you actually get 8 uses of cups of wishes and medical herbs and candies. And that should be enough for the rest of the run. My character. For what? Tomba? Oh, I get it! Tomba. Yeah, that has pink hair. That's pretty cool. Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Mr. McCarrick. Much appreciated. They give me back my 50 gold. They scanned for me. Well, I think that's 150 if I have enough money. In any case. So far so good. So, upcoming after this cutscene is the next boss. The next boss is the fruit salad, the Tropicalo. It is interesting, to say the least. The Tropicalo has another special fight, let's put it that way. Usually when you hit him, he will dive down into the earth again and is unhittable for another 20 seconds. I don't know how much exactly it is, but another cycle, let's put it that way. So, however, if you hit him at the right timing, which is before he spits out pumpkin, after he burrows the first time... Oh, that was too early. That was silly. Ah, that's horrible. I'm getting hit a lot. That was bad on my end. I shouldn't have gotten hit there. So, this may or may not have messed up the timing. Okay, he dived down. So it did mess up the timing. Usually if you hit him before he spits out his pumpkin, as in early enough, he will actually stay above ground, and you can hit him once more. So yeah, I messed it up by getting hit there. It is a very specific timing thing. Instead I now have to hit him once and then hope I can recover quick enough to hit him once more. Also, I stand in specific spots on the map here to avoid getting hit by the pumpkin. So overall this is a pretty bad fight, because I messed up in the beginning. Oh well. Yeah, that's that. Oh well. However, losing, let's say, those 22 seconds is not optimal. However, let's say in the upcoming hour, I can save at least 4 minutes. If everything goes well, which means RNG is in my favor, plus I don't make any major mistakes. RNG in Secret of Mana is a pretty big... let's say it's a large factor for more or less everything. Most of the time we have planned on how to approach every single enemy in the game. However, for the most part there is only a, let's say, 90% chance that everything goes as planned. In some rooms it's even as low as 50% that everything goes as planned, but that's the exception. So, however, 10% in every single room means somewhere is something bound to go wrong, and depending on how well I handle those situations where things go wrong, I'm faster or slower than my previous run. So, talking to Watts again, get my axe, making my second controller ready, because that's a 2-controller run. So, then I'm going to equip the axe on the sprite, because using the axe is much more convenient than Boomerang, plus I need it anyways to destroy the statues to progress. Also, I'm going to equip the sprite. That was the wrong way. Anyway. Okay, plus I now set my controller scheme to be upside down. This means my second controller on the bottom here is actually now the correct way around. Which is the main idea of switching the controller. But I should have killed it. I want to kill... Wow, that's a late crit. I want to kill enemies with the boy, as in last hit them with the boy. This should kill it. Yeah, okay. The reason for this is I now want to level up my sword to level 2. And it is pretty crucial that I level up the sword to level 2. Before I enter the next boss fight. So I now have 3 kills for the boy. I need 11.5. Boy gets only half the weapon experience for not last hitting an enemy. Oh, I think that might have been a half one because the sprite hit it. So let's say it's 3.5 kills so far. Also, I'm going to buy some more stuff right here. For berry walnuts, they are more or less going to be almost enough for the rest of the run. 2 barrels and a hairband. Now the hairband is the weakest item, head item for the girl. However, wearing anything as opposed to wearing nothing in a given item slot is much better, so to speak. So, if I don't mess up, I can stun lock them. Or, well, I guess that's the RNG part. I don't know who last hit the last wall, but whatever. Well, let's say I have 4 kills right now. Also, by the way, I only named those characters 1 letter. Yeah, League of Legends, I guess. It's the same principle. Oh, wow. I messed that up. That was bad. Okay. Also, I named the characters only 1 letter. Because, same as in Pokemon, the longer the character names are, the more time is wasted. Oh, really? That chest was just in the way. Okay. I usually go above here. Yeah, you can clearly see the AI is not cooperating. Plus, the girl doesn't have any equip yet. She usually doesn't need that until later, where the menu is more favorable. However, the Robin Hood decided to hit her, so I have to equip her now. So, that's just. By the way, Secret of Mana is pretty infamous for its AI, as in, it never does really what you want to, what you want it to do. So yeah, not even in casual play it's particularly good. In speedrun it's mostly even worse, because I'm not only manipulating enemy behavior with my movement, but I'm, for a large portion of the game, also manipulating AI behavior so they don't get hit, hopefully. Well, most of the time they don't get hit. So I killed 2 more, which means I have 7... That's not going to be enough, actually. I need a half an enemy more. Somewhere. Okay, let's kill that mushroom, because I need a half an enemy more to level up my sword. And the sprite got stuck there behind, so I had to switch character to get into a better position right now. So, this guy was unnecessary. I could have simply run past it, but I forgot about that. Whatever. In any case, I go to the right here, even though the... Are you kidding me? The switch is on the left, which is because I want to get my AI partners not stuck on this specific area. Okay, getting past those two walls is always a bit tricky, because they can stun lock you and combo you and basically claim one of your characters as their own. So yeah, I could have played, let's put it this way, the castle up the now and the forest was mediocre. I could have played it better, but also the RNG wasn't particularly good. So, I have enough enemies, which means I can do a true controller strategy in the next room. Oh. I have to switch character there. Now, the main problem I have with two controllers at once is it's pretty difficult to the boy needs to gets the last hits, by the way, which is why I delayed the hits. So, the main difficulty I have with two controls is I cannot run with two controls at once. Moving with two controls at once is relatively easy. However, running is a different issue entirely. So, what I just did there, I equipped the girl with a barrel. The barrels are pretty overpowered in this game, because unless enemies hit the girl now with a specific spell, she cannot get hurt at all, and she's completely invincible. Obviously she cannot do anything either, but she's only there for distraction anyways. So what I'm going to do is perform the overcharge glitch, the AI overcharge glitch actually. Controlled overcharges later. So I bring the boy into a safe position by running away. Then I run the girl into the mouth of the spiky tiger. Wow, really? That's the first time he did that. Okay, and he is also eating a Sprite. Okay, let's continue. I tell the boy to charge up to level 2, then to level 1, then back to level 2. The other way on. Then I tell him to attack, and he kills the boss. No, actually, I told him at the start of the fight to charge his weapon up to level 1. Then I told him to charge up to level 2, which hits instantly level 2 when he is already at quote-unquote maximum level. Then I charge it back up to level 1, which confuses the game and it overloads the attack. Which means I basically do maximum amount of damage, which is 999 base. It's usually modified by enemy armor, however enemies at this point don't have any armor reduction, so I would do 999 damage if you could see that. So activating a second controller to hopefully talk to the lady after I open both chests. Now, I have to open both chests here, because if I don't open the 50 gold chest, the lady will not teleport me outside. So that's how this works. This game is actually pretty well programmed, as in a casual playthrough I really never noticed anything. As in, you have to dig pretty well to find any glitches and skips, etc. But I mean, speedrunner's job is to break the game more than usual. At least that's what I think. Okay, running past. So, now usually the other runners equip the girl or the sprite with the whip. By the way, running into walls is a valid tactic in Secret of Mana, mostly to manipulate your AI companions. So, the other runners use the other characters to use the whip here. However, I use the boy because he doesn't have the whip charged up to level 1, which means, as in, he cannot charge it up because the whip is only level 1. Which means his AI, as in if the boy is controlled by an AI character, will not attempt to charge up the weapon anymore, which is pretty crucial, otherwise he will almost always have no energy to run around. So, here's the second version of the overcharge glitch. I use the sword level 2, swap it with the speed level 1, swap it back, and kill it. Pretty simple. So, and here's another little glitch. If you use the magic rope with the girl or the sprite, you can still move after using it. You cannot move if you use the boy. So what I just did there, I used the magic rope, ran into Andini's cutscene trigger, and cutscene starts at the beginning of the cave. Now, this only saves about half a second, but I feel like it looks pretty neat if the cutscene plays at the entrance of the cave. I have a very, I guess this is a bit older right now, then my vocabulary is not particularly deep, let's put it this way. It's mostly from games, so that explains that. But you use stun lock everywhere basically whenever it's appropriate, because everyone knows what it means. So I have no reason to use any other words for those. Pretty simple, I think. So, running over here. Also, running is a pretty crucial tool to manipulate your AI partners to get past certain enemies. Back to Raya's level. Because if you are running, the AI will try to line up behind you to get past enemies. If you are running in the 4 cardinal directions, if you are running diagonally, however, they will simply check whether they are near enough and start running in the same direction which you are, which means sometimes they are not right behind you and are prone to run into enemies. Which is why, even though it would be technically quicker for my own character to run diagonally, I use most of the time straight turns to run. Straight turns. Straight lines, as in not diagonally. Yeah, my English isn't too good. Okay, activating the orb with the sprite. Okay, and now the Earth Temple. It's a pretty interesting place to run through. You hit those two guys, run into the doorway, and run to the left. You run to the left first, because that's the direction you're just facing in. Also, I just despawned the bat that usually spawns there. Maybe I will even despawn the slime here, but we'll see about that. Nope, he's still here. Oh, I got past it without any trouble. The girl can... The girl can actually still get hit there, because she has relatively low armor compared to the sprite and the boy. So, running right here. Oh, that's bad. Sprite will probably get hit if I... Yeah, that's really bad. The idea is to spawn 3 enemies here. So on the left side here, I don't have to navigate past other enemies. And this is really beneficial if I don't have to navigate past enemies around the corner, because doing that with AI controlled partners is really horrible, so to speak. As in, it's pretty tough to get them around corners, which is the main reason we used to use Frost Weapon to freeze the enemies. Hang on. By the way, 80% of the time this boss battle will work out the same. And yeah, sometimes it does that. He's a jerk like that. So it's important that I don't stand right in front of him when he spawns. Now I can hit him. Otherwise he will have 0 in vulnerability frames, as in I cannot hit him until pretty late into his next cycle. Yeah. Hang on, I need... Oops, wrong way. I usually have some mods in my channel, so I have now at least one more here. Greetings Snowy, haven't seen you in a long time. Also greetings Studio, I thought you were sleeping. Okay. Trying to mod people while not losing time. Oh, tired of playing, that's fair, I guess. That happens all the time to me. Oh, I need now my OBS again, otherwise I cannot see where my hands are positioned. So... okay. I could have used the magic rope trick I did with Undini here as well, however, as you could see, the characters were moving by themselves down the stairs and to the bottom. So this would not have worked out in the end, because they would have been behind the entrance after they moved, which is less than ideal, since I cannot actually go outside anymore. Okay, let's see. Running out of guys now, again, this time we have 3 characters. Which is pretty horrible to navigate past enemies. Most of the time it doesn't matter, however sometimes the enemies decide to spawn in different places than usual, which is mostly random. As in, let's put it this way, it's technically not random how the enemy spawns and when they spawn, it's dependent on which other enemy is still present on the screen or in the memory. However, the enemy movement is for a large part random, which means it's mostly random whether they are still present on the screen or not. You can manipulate it for a certain extent, but still you have to react to every single, well, I guess, randomness. Oh, sorry about that. Yes, I'm from Switzerland, as in the German-speaking part of Switzerland. Also, I now have the girl in the lead right here. The reason why I have the girl is, in the upcoming cutscene, she will move already a bit upstairs. And so, I save about a second talking to Anna here with the girl. Also, I had to wait for the NPC to pass through Funnel until I could talk, because for some reason random NPCs get... what's the word? They get priority over static NPCs. So let's see. New strategy here, and I messed it up. This sword is one of the ugliest things in the whole ruins here, basically. For everything else we have a fairly solid strategy. So, for example, I'm running up left here into the wall to despawn a tomato guy on top of the stairs. Also normally, this sword here spawns, which means I can simply run past it. However, yeah, this can happen. As in, usually and normally is what I tend to use in my speedruns with Secret of Mana. Because there's a good chance that something will go wrong. Also, I think I moved my camera. which is less than ideal. Greetings, Rom Scout. Or Rump Scout. Yes. So, since I have time right now, who else? I thought... Oh, that was wrong! I didn't mean to do that! No! Sorry, Studio, I just unmodded you by accident. So, whatever. I position the girl in front of the boy because most of the time bosses will try to hit your characters that are in the front. Oh, that was a low damage roll. By the way, this is the first boss who has the chance of evading my attacks. Yeah, sorry about that. It's weird, I cannot op you right now. Whatever. The wall face here was the first boss that could actually evade my attacks. Evade means he has a random chance of simply... What's the word? By the way, most of the text here is scrolling automatically. I simply mash anyways. Once again, evading means I have a random chance of about 40% to simply miss. Even if my weapon's hitbox connects with the enemy, it still is that random chance to miss. Which is pretty annoying actually, because it's absolutely random and, well, we have to deal with it. By the way, something I didn't explain up to now, I guess, is you can keep your charge by simply opening the menu with the second controller. Releasing the charge attack. By the way, I keep the girl in front here because I need her sword. Yeah, opening the menu with the second controller, releasing the charge attack on the first controller, and then closing the menu and hitting the charge immediately again. Which means the game will memorize which attack you use last, and so it will start you at that exact point. So it's pretty useful to keep all charge attacks like that. Yeah, pushing enemies out of the way is tricky, to say the least. You have to be more or less below the majority of his hitbox to be able to push him in a specific direction. If I didn't have to switch characters there, the mushroom wouldn't have spawned in the first place. Also, that bee just got crushed. So, as in, I had to switch once more because I messed up the run earlier and swapped character to run further. Okay, now I have the boy again, because I need him in the upcoming fight, obviously. Also, I don't run until I make sure characters, the NPCs, are straight behind me, otherwise they will run in weird directions, as in they somehow manage to get stuck in the doorway. I don't know. They simply are weird like that. Full run, no glitch. That would actually be pretty boring, to be honest. Plus, how do you define no glitch anyways? I mean, negating spell or enemy damage by simply healing your characters. Oh, that's horrible. I was too near it, I should not have moved forward. So, negating spell damage or healing your characters. So let me this a bit differently. If I heal my characters, any damage dealt up to them up to this point, if it didn't display and didn't apply, is negated. So is that a glitch if I do that intentionally to negate spell damage? Arguably. So that's the main problem with the glitch-free category. Plus, it really isn't as exciting. Because all you would do is spam spells until the enemy is dead. For the most part. Also, I run into a wall to the right there, or the flowers, I guess. Manipulate my AI partners to move around the obstacles. Running into walls is really nice tactic in this game. So what just happened before in the Kilroy fight is the boy got too near to the Kilroy, which meant he was in range to get hit. This in change means he had the chance to Moogle the boy, which means he also loses his overcharge attack. So I had to set up the overcharge attack again instead of simply one-shotting him after 10 seconds of fight. So that was basically an error on my end that I moved the boy too near, too early. So let's see. Are the fish nice tonight, today? Well, looks pretty nice so far. Let's see here. Oh, they decided not to be nice. And this is what I mean with RNG is a large factor. This is literally the best strategy because most of the time you can run straight through that corridor without getting hit at all. However, sometimes one of the fishmen decides to snipe you. And yeah. So, by the way, hitboxes are pretty interesting. This game. For example, the Jabberwocky's hitbox extends from his belly button way below his feet for some reason. Also, weapons hitboxes are twice the size they are in normal areas, which means I basically just air punch this guy to death from far away with a melee weapon. Okay, let's see. Activating Mana Seed and then talking to Luca and completely ignoring Gemma because, well, why should I talk to Gemma? I don't have to. Well, we don't do that. By the way, that's an interesting tidbit. Mana Seeds are not only plot devices in this game, they are actually useful. As in, they increase your evade chance, your attack strength, your defense, and your magic power. Just a little bit. It's not much, but pretty neat. Let me put it like this, a glitchless run of this game would pretty much mean you spam magic until the enemies, or the bosses I guess, are dead. And there's nothing in between that. In the end that would be really boring, to be honest. So, if you know the, I guess, details on how boss fights can go wrong, as in, every single boss fight has a good chance to go wrong even if I don't make any mistakes, simply because they have the chance to evade my attacks. As in, right now, against most bosses upcoming, I only have a 60% chance to hit them. So, and I always have to prepare in mind what I have what to do and what I want, how I want to recover if I don't hit. Plus, after the next boss, bosses cannot be one-shot anymore, which means boss fights will also last considerably longer. So I had to talk to one of the Moogles right there to go on. Oh, that Silktail really didn't like me. Wow, really? Are you kidding me? So, by the way, Pebblers, those little hedgehogs, they are pretty interesting, as in, they have boss level evasion, and I'm not kidding about that. They have the chance of dodging like bosses, as in this guy just dodged. I technically hit him, but he decided not to get hit. So this guy is dead. This guy evaded as well. You could see him turn there. Okay, at least I got this much. So before I run outside, I want to revive the sprite in the doorway, so it doesn't take any time reviving him afterwards. So, if you believe it or not, I'm reasonably certain that it took me more time to kill the Pebblers last time, so this is a pretty large RNG factor. Also, this guy lost to hit me, so I had to go step forward, step back, and then go on. So, also, those owls are incredibly fierce and brutal, because the owls have a very high chance to cast confusion. They simply don't right now. It's nice. Okay. They have a very high chance of casting confusion, which means your controls are inverted, plus you cannot cast spells. By the way, even menu controls are inverted. Oh well. In any case, Springbeak. He has another interesting quirk to himself. His hitbox is normal, let's put it this way. However, this won't hit. This... he jumped away. He is extremely random. You could hear the zing sound right there. Okay. You could hear the zing sound right there, as in zing. The reason it does that is the Springbeak has a defensive hitbox with his beak, which means at any point if you hit his beak at all, you do 0 damage during your attack. Plus, if you combine this with having just hitboxes during boss battles, it's pretty hard to avoid hitting the beak. Also, if the Springbeak decides to be an annoying jerk, he can jump around and cast spells and basically delay you for about a minute. Let's put it this way, purely RNG, he can delay you by about a minute, so I'm pretty happy with this fight. Even though it could be technically, I go in, I set up and I one-shot him. That's possible. However, extremely unlikely. By the way, we don't have to get this mana seed up there, so we don't get it. Yeah, don't get stuck in the tree again. That's also interesting. If you stand behind the tree, when the passage opens after you beat the boss, you get stuck there and you cannot move anymore. As in, you are soft locked. Which is pretty horrible. Especially if the run is going pretty well at this point. So, running through the woods. By the way, I apologize, I'm not reading chat particularly much because for the most part I really have to focus on what's coming up to play properly and plan properly. Running up right here to get my AI partners past the enemy. However, I overshot my a little bit, so could have been better. Also, I moved my camera again. Once again, despawning enemies by simply running over here. So, now I switch from the whip to the axe. I have to do that anyways at some point, so I might as well do it with the spray, even though I am going to use the whip in shortly again. There's no way around having to swap weapon. By the way, first mini-skip upcoming. You can actually select skip through this guy over here. As in, repeatedly hit select and you're past. This skips a cutscene of about 30 seconds. Pretty neat. Also, this is one of the worst fields in the entire game to run through, because your AI partner loves to get stuck. It's horrible. Seriously. So, even though this looked pretty bad and it wasn't particularly optimal, it was still much faster than my average run through this area. So I hit this all before I started casting, which means I didn't have to worry about the silence. Pretty good. And that thing hit me. Unfortunately, it's faster to wait until I can get up back on my feet with the gun. Running right here. Running straight up. Also, small trick, I scroll the camera up just a little to despawn one of the enemies and get past the other ones without any trouble. It is silenced. Also, I have to hit this all now here, because the boy got silenced. As long as one of your characters in the party is silenced in any way, shape or form. So I need the girl, by the way. As long as one of your partners is silenced, in the party, the owls will try to hunt them down, as in they are getting really aggressive and they can stun lock you for a large amount of time. Pretty bad. Okay, that hit. That was actually pretty optimal. Didn't hit this one. What? That's new. Uh-oh. Please stop hitting me. Okay, I took a risk there, and it didn't pay off in the end. The Great Viper is the first boss you cannot one-shot with your overcharge attack. So what I did there is I took a risk. Usually when I face the Great Viper, I will unleash my charge attack and immediately after cast a spell like slowdown to lock down my enemy, or well, I guess the Great Viper. However, I didn't do it this time. The main reason why I didn't do it... The camera. That's bad, camera. Whatever. The main reason why I didn't do it right now is because the Great Viper was so far off screen, plus he got hit at the very end of my attack cycle, which means I could have just hit him before he started moving again, but for some reason I didn't hit him there. I don't know why exactly it was. Must have been pretty big coincidence, because the Great Viper is the last enemy who actually doesn't have an evade rating, as in, if you hit him, you hit him. Normally. At least that's what I thought. Okay, running back outside. Equipping the sprite with the axe. So I can get past here. And well, we are further on into the game. So, now we go to Kakara. For people that may know the game, is That may be a bit weird, because you have to get into the ice country to get Salamando, as in the fire spirit, to complete the desert. So what I now have to do is go into the desert, go back to the ice country and go back to the desert. However, this little cutscene here, as in the sand ship, is the main reason why I have to do that. If you don't play the cutscene of the sand ship, or I guess that little section, you cannot fly directly with the cannon from the ice country over to the desert. So it actually saves about 30 seconds going into the desert first, as opposed to going into the ice country first. Not a big difference, but, well, you take the free time if you can get it. Yeah. I shouldn't have swung my weapon there. I actually don't have the record for this anymore, Stinger PA does. Wow, I'm really bad at keeping up with the chat, I'm sorry. Yeah, but in the upcoming section I potentially, as in the ice country, I can potentially save up to a minute at least, and further down the line another 2 minutes. If everything goes well, that is. So there's still a good chance. Okay. Talking to this guy from the right so I don't get smashed backwards, so I can go into the doorway if they don't lock it up. So, running down right here is the best running pattern, and like that. Also, this guard here can be a bit of a jerk and run into the doorway, so I cannot go outside. He didn't do it this time. It's pretty rare that he does, but it can happen. Very annoying. So. Yeah, Stinger PA has the record by over 2 minutes actually, as opposed to me. Our goal is to get this time down to 2 hours and about 5 minutes, which I think is reasonable with our current state of knowledge. By the way, I found another time saver of about 20 seconds. In just before the Mana Beast, so that's a little plus, I guess. Okay. This guy is the last guy, or last boss, I guess. You can one-shot, if you hit. Okay, I hit. Nice. Also, by the way, those gold splits, unfortunately, mean nothing. Because in those splits, there's barely anything that can go wrong at all. So, I mean, there's barely any RNG, let's put it this way. If I make mistakes, I can still lose a lot of time. Okay, going over to town, and now we finally get some new equipment. Will it be 3 times this thing, 3 times that thing, 3 times that thing. And that's that. By the way, it also saves a bit of time shopping here as opposed to the ice country, because you don't have to enter the shop with a screen transition. He is simply here. So, Okay, to the ice country. Now the ice country is basically the most random place in the whole game, as in our most solid strategy to get past everything has only about a, let's say, 40% success chance, so there's a high chance a lot will go wrong in this country. The main reason for this is the wolves. They are extremely fierce because they have such a large attack range and such a fast attack pattern, which is why we use Ice Saber right here to frost them. And the other reason is the turtles. I hate turtles, at least in this game. I hit this guy so he gets frozen and my AI companions will move past them without any trouble. So that was less than ideal so far. But at least I didn't get stun locked so far. Let's see. Like this, like that. The pebblers fortunately cannot really hit me anymore, so that's a plus. I go up here a little to spawn a wolf. Then I run over here, and the maximum amount of wolves that can spawn right over there now would be 2. So at least it's not 3, I guess. Okay. We spawn up here. I tried to position the girl near enough so he will actually target the girl with the attack instead of the boy. And it succeeded. Oops, that was silly. And the boy didn't move this time for his attack. No! The sprite hit the boss when he stood up. That's horrible, because he will dive down every time after he... gets attacked. So that was a bit time loss because the sprite decided to add another cycle. Oh well. Yeah, I guess I could make this into a commentary run, as in focus more on commentary instead of running at this point. Because at this point I could be technically about a minute ahead, if, let's say, that's reasonable. So, by the way, for a very short period of time, the best music in the game plays. Right about now. Unfortunately, it really lasts not long. Too bad. Show your face. Well, you will have to wait for HDQ for this. As in... let me be honest. I prefer having a hand cam, because I want my stream to focus on the game instead of the person. I'm not a big fan of personality, so to speak. I'm more a fan of having the game as a focus, so that's why I do it. Like this. Nice, the girl defended, so that was a pretty good field after a horrible field. So let's see how is it going. Turtle decide to attack me. I can run past him. Okay, not too bad. Waiting for this guy to blop blop so I can go past him without any trouble. Hitting this guy, hopefully. Okay, I hit. Stepping on the switch and going back. Running to the right there, so the AI doesn't get stuck around the corner. Stepping on this switch, running out the doorway, running past this guy without any trouble. Running past the book, even though I have to go over here, mainly because I want to manipulate my AI partners to get past enemies without having to wait for them for too long. Running straight up here, and now I'm in a little mini-boss fight. Optimally, I would get the whirlwind attack for, well, I guess obvious reasons, so I one-shot all three of them. So let's see what happens. By the way, getting the correct charge attack is a thing of one frame, as in, it's basically a one frame trick. Although it's a bit laggy in here, the one frame is actually not too bad to hit. Nice. That was pretty good so far. Waiting for the slime to split. Then going over here, performing the ice pellet skip, and I'm through. It only saves about 10 seconds, this mini skip, but in the end it's worth it. So, the ice guy, I guess. We have a solid strategy, however it is all reliant on hitting 2 hits at once, as in succession, which is less than 50% chance of it working in the end. I cast with the girl right now to chain DC him basically, or crawl control. Yes, my vocabulary is that shallow. Bam, I killed him. That's pretty much the best fight you can get. That was really good. I have never had such a good fight against the Frost guy, I guess, in an actual run. The game is significantly easier with 2 players, or even 3 for that matter. Because you don't have to consider the AI behavior so much in runs. As in, we spend about a good 15 minutes purely manipulating AI partners to get past enemies and not get stuck everywhere, etc. So it would save a ton of time in the end. Okay, I go past this field, which is pretty difficult actually, because there's only so little space to get past. Okay, oh. I got past the first wolf there, but the second one decided to spawn as well. He doesn't usually spawn, so that was mostly unlucky. That's good. I had to move the sprite separately there, otherwise he would have gotten hit. So, and took a car, thank you. The coordination required is pretty significant actually for a 2-player run. However, if you have 2 people, or 3 for that matter, who play this game or run this game 1 player 2 controllers, it isn't actually too bad, because everyone knows what to do anyways. So it is quite, the main effort is, I guess, getting both people, or all 3 I guess, together at the same time, at the same point to get some runs in. Which is what will happen at HDQ, by the way. Pretty nice. Okay, let's go. By the way, the sand spiders are triggered by stepping on them from above or below, which is why I manipulate my AI partners to go step on it from the right over there. So I completely avoided the sand spider there. Well, I switched character there twice before I started casting, so I can still move during this text box, and I still have control over the boy. This could have gone horribly wrong. It didn't, so I'm pretty happy about that. Okay, another mini skip is coming up. Interesting enough, the two skips are basically back to back in the thematic correct castles. Blaze wall, no! Blaze wall means the character gets crowd controlled, as in he cannot move, or she cannot move anymore until the effect wears off. So I have to heal that effect by using a medical herb. If I would have noticed it earlier that Blaze Wall was casted, I would have used the medical herb before I entered the doorway. And this way... Hang on. Oh, that was horrible. Okay, hang on. Let's do this again. The sprite didn't have any magic left anymore, so I had to refill it to do this once more. Usually I try to refill the magic right here, because I have time, because I have to wait for the casting animation anyways, so that didn't work out as planned. So the Minoros, usually he is no problem at all, as in I can two-shot him pretty easily. Usually. Yep, and sometimes he decides to cast. Okay, I two-shot him anyway, so it wasn't a huge time loss. The main time loss was me messing up the miniskip over there. So the skip is supposed to save about 10 seconds. It's not much, but the main reason why we do the skip is... Could you please not run over there during the cutscene? Well, the main reason why we do the skip is actually to reduce RNG. You would have to deal with two bow rats, as in archers. And so by doing that mini skip, we actually don't have to deal with them anymore. And so that portion of RNG of getting hit, getting flung back while whip jumping, etc. is removed, which is really nice. But the upcoming part is also quite tricky. Similar to the Ice Country, it is one of the worst areas to run through if you have AI partners and try to do a speedrun. Because the sewers, every good RPG needs a sewer, is horrible, to say the least. Okay. By the way, another mini skip coming up. I'm going to set it up by never running up or down. As in only to the left or to the right. The reason why I do this is currently I have the exact correct position set up to, as in vertical position, set up to press perfectly against the wall with my character. So I can skip talking to this man and straight walk into this. Usually would have to talk to Mara on top left of the building, basically. Get the code and enter the code, which wastes a ton of time. We don't need to do that. Also here I for those guys to split into 3. Then I balloon them, which is really the easiest strategy to get past those guys. Also running into a wall, valid tactic in Secret of Mana. So, this was one of the easier screens in the whole game. Now the worst screen is coming up right about now. Also this guy is not usually here. Here, I decided to do this now. Balloon. Those fish can mess you up pretty horribly. Also the girl loves to run away, so I activate my second controller here to get past this guy. Oh! The sprite didn't get hit! Which isn't any better, because now I have to deal with those guys. Ah, I was too fast. That can happen, actually. I was too fast past the first set of slimes, so they didn't split into 3 yet, which means the game still had space left over to spawn another enemy, which, well, was that blue slime down there. If I wait a little bit longer until the blue slime over there splits, I wait a tiny little bit longer until it splits in 3, no enemy down there would spawn, so I didn't have to deal with it. So being too fast actually lost me to a bit of time there. Also there are a ton of those little mechanics that can gain or lose you time, which are not immediately obvious to a person who is not familiar with the run, I guess. So, what next? Ruins. By the way, fun fact, in this cutscene you have a 1 in 5 chance to do a frame perfect input to open a chest. And I'm not joking, it's a 1 in 5 chance for getting a frame perfect input, which means 1/60th of a second to open the chest, as in right after this cutscene. Your position is set to 0, which is on the top left of the screen, and right next to that position is a chest. And you can open it if you get unlucky. Obviously it's a huge waste of time, but that can happen. So okay, the ruins. The ruins are my favorite place to run through, because we have a plan, a solid plan for every single room in the game. In the ruins, I guess. However, as always, everything can go wrong in this game. So let's see. Usually, those rooms here are no problem at all, but I've gotten hit there and comboed and lost about a minute in those rooms simply because the enemy decided, nope, you don't get past today. But that can happen. Hitting this guy so he doesn't hit me. Never mind, he was too fast. That's randomness. But it doesn't lose a whole lot of time, so it's not too bad. Running at this guy. By the way, if I get hit by those blue slimes, I get frozen. That's pretty bad. So, which is the main reason why I decided to balloon them, so I wouldn't get frozen right after the text box disappears. So, maybe I'm good enough to activate 2 characters now. Okay, during this text box I have enough time to position my girl, well, the girl character off there, to run into the door immediately after the text box disappears. So, one of the worst rooms is upcoming, however we have a new strategy for it. I'm not sure how efficient that strategy works, but let's see. Works like this. And it didn't work out. Too bad, now I have to deal with whatever those guys are supposed to be. So, I managed to get to the switch in time before the fireballs hit, which was extremely important. So, this means I didn't have to worry about anything else. So that was actually pretty decent ruins. It can still go better, but it wasn't bad. It was pretty decent actually, as I said. So, the second wolf is you do not want to kill both eyes. And I'm dead serious about this. If you kill both eyes, you have a huge problem. I don't get any blue splits. I only get gold splits. What the hell? What the hell is this? This run doesn't make any sense. Oh well. So, and one of the most important RNG factors is coming up right after this cutscene, the vampire. Now, it isn't the largest RNG factor, as in, it doesn't have a terribly high chance of going wrong. However, if it goes wrong, the vampire decides to stay in air where you cannot hit him at all because I'm using melee weapons. Or weapons in the first place. He has a chance of randomly costing me 5 minutes. But that has happened before. He decided to stay in the air for 5 minutes until I could kill him. That's really bad if that happens, obviously. So let's hope that doesn't happen. Yeah, he looks nice, but he's a huge run killer. As I said, it doesn't usually happen that way, but it can. Let's see. Okay, first thing he decides to do is jump, which is optimal. So I hit the vampire right there with the girl, position the girl in front of him. That should work actually. Position the girl in front of him, which means after he gets out of his stun, he will attempt to grab the girl. Because the girl was casting, she's immune to that. And he gets crushed. Wow. That doesn't usually happen. As in, one thing went right. No, let's say two things. The girl actually has to hit as well. As in, 60% chance and such. So basically, one thing went right. He jumped at the beginning. The girl managed to hit him with her sword attack. He got stun locked a little bit. Then I locked him down with spells. Positioned the girl in front of him and comboed him basically until he was destroyed. Nice. That's more or less the optimal fight you can get against a vampire. I would say this is actually the optimal fight you can get against him. That was really good. Probably should have switched dash there. Too late now. Welcome back. So, upcoming is an interesting portion. Let's put it this way. No fights until the boss. So, up to the boss only movement is deciding in how much time I lose or gain. Usually it should be about 0. However, the boss is interesting. The boss is completely planned on how it should go, but executing it is actually pretty difficult, honestly. Where does the last sword hold drop? I don't know, to be honest. As in, it's not important for me. So, the Metal Mantis is interesting. As in, the start of the fight always goes the same way. I start charging up my weapon with the boy, walk up to the right, select the girl with the second controller, the sprite gets hit by the flame thing. And gets crowd control basically. After this I get the chance to hit this guy. I was too early. I should not have hit him there. Oh my god, that's horrible. The sprite decided to hit the Metal Mantis, which is the worst case scenario basically. And I was lucky to recover from this. Because remember, I still only have the 60% chance to hit him. So that's one thing that would not happen in a... in a two-player run. So normally what's supposed to happen after I hit him the first time there is what's normally supposed to happen. I'm really bad at walking and talking at the same time. Sorry about that. Okay, let's try this again. What's normally supposed to happen? Clap, clap. Oh my god, again. I'm so bad. Usually those guys shouldn't hit me. Fourth try. What's normally supposed to happen against the Metal Mantis is, after I hit him the first time, I position one of my characters in a way that he swings his cycles. And by doing this, I ensure being able to hit him right after he swings his cycles. However, I unleashed my attack too early, which means he was still in his invulnerability, and so I didn't hit him. Which is bad, to say the least. So I didn't hit the second hit, and from there everything goes improv, as in the way it goes, it goes. I tried to do my best to recover from that point. And in the end, it wasn't too bad, as in the Metal Mantis has the potential to actually end the run right there. But it could have gone, well, 12 seconds better, yes. Oh, by the way, mech riders. Mech riders are interesting, because you can manipulate them into moving exactly as you want. Because they always try to get on your vertical position, or vertical level as we like to say. And if they can't do that because the bottom of the floor is in the way, they will never actually start dashing left and right, and only occasionally cast. So, what they do is we go at the very bottom of the screen. His hitbox is larger than ours, so he can never get actually on our vertical position, or height, I guess. And we can simply combo him to death without any trouble. So, okay. Now the run actually starts, basically. Because what's coming up is really difficult and dangerous, let's put it this way. I would like to remind you, I still don't have any armor at all. As in, the armor is pretty outdated at this point, I have. So, I'm going to navigate through this area here, and hopefully not get hit. Well, for the most part. Some hits don't matter. So, here. I'm using the girl to cast some spells to run up through the walls. Running through the walls is an interesting thing, to say the least. As in, how you actually do it is... Yes, that running was intentional, by the way. How you actually run... I cannot talk right now, I'm sorry. As in, I need to get into proper position. To do the skip. Oops. That should go much smoother, sorry about that. Okay, how walking through walls actually works is... You cast a spell, then you hit a rope pole. The rope pole activates an event which lets you walk through walls for a short period of time. Usually during that period of time, the controls are taken away from you. Because, well, the game obviously doesn't want you to go through the walls by simply hitting a rope pole. However, by casting a spell before that, it only cancels the ability to cast a spell instead of your ability to move. And so you can still move while walk through walls is active, and you get past this section really quickly, much quicker than you should. Plus, you avoid a ton of enemies by running up the sides of the hills basically, instead of using the normal route. It doesn't save a whole lot of time, but it's so much safer, and as I said, I still don't have any armor. So, next fight. Doppelgangers are interesting. The way you fight doppelgangers is... you die. That was kind of scary. Boy usually survives 1 or 2 hits. Oh, should kill him. Oh, don't kill girl. That would be horrible. Okay. Yeah, a lot of things happened right now. In short, I just skipped a large portion of the game. As in, I skipped the Moon Temple, the Shadow Temple, and the Light Temple. And I also didn't get the respective spirits from the places. By the way, this heal is quite interesting. Need to get my spear, then fly away. This heal was interesting because it also refilled my mana, so that's pretty useful. West-southwest. So, I still don't have any armor, so if I do... well, if I make a single mistake, I'm dead. So let's not make any mistakes. As in, there is a chance to recover, but that chance is slim. Those skips actually do work on Virtual Console, as in the Virtual Console version is the exact same as this one. So, I should have activated the second controller before entering. So let's not mess this up. Okay, I pushed my girl and the sprite against the body of the boss so he doesn't move anymore, and as long as I'm staying right below him, he will actually not move anymore. I need to hit him 4 times. I think he has no evasion rating. So that was a perfect fight. The short version is, if any of the spells actually hit me, the character dies that gets hit by the spells, so I have to kill him before he kills me. That's the short version. And the watermelon is toast. Quite an interesting transformation. So, the next portion would be getting through the Grand Temple and the Underground Temple, etc. As in, the whole thing. Now, as some of you may or may not remember, is in the Grand Temple you actually require the mana spirits to activate orbs. get through there. However, I don't have Shade or Luna or, well, whatever the light spirit's name is. I don't have those, so I couldn't activate 3 of the necessary orbs. So what we do instead is we use another glitch. So some of you may know about the early Mana Sword glitch. It's basically safe warping into a specific place. You can actually safe warp anywhere when you save with the Frost Forest Nico. West to east. Yeah. Come on, southwest. How silly. Where's it? Okay, here I have to land. That's another 3 seconds lost for no reason. So, saving here usually, let's say, corrupts your save file, because how this works is if you try to load the save right now, it would crash the game. However, the reason it crashes the game is the game actually doesn't have any information on where to start your save file from, as in the location. Because you landed with Flammy next to the Frost Forest Nico, the location isn't safe because you never actually entered the room through a doorway, so to speak. So that data is not written in the save file. However, if you do a soft reset, which means holding start select L and R for 5 seconds, the information on where you are, the location, is not erased from where you currently are, as in what I'm going to do is warp into the beginning cutscene where the boys are on the tree thing on the bridge. Basically, soft reset there, load the other save file, and my characters get teleported there into the cutscene. This has 2 effects. This field here, you're not supposed to be here with a full party. So it will teleport you back to Podos village. So I'm now in Podos village. And somehow my characters are invisible. By healing them, I can make them visible again. So the girl is now still invisible. I only made the sprite and the boy visible. And what this does is very special. As in, the sprite now can walk through walls during text boxes. As long as a text box is playing, the sprite can actually walk through walls. Now I'm going to crowd control this guy. Otherwise this is going to be really ugly. Oh, wrong character. Okay. So basically, because we don't have any of the mana, the required spirits, we work our way backwards through the Grand Temple. Oh no! The sprite got stuck in that wall, that's not the plan. A little bit further, okay, I'm through. So, what I just did there, I hit the triggers, which are the switches by the way, to activate the boss in the main room. So, I just skipped the entirety of the Grand Palace. Nice, I got the correct charge attack as well. Pretty good. Let's see if it kills him. It didn't, because I got a low damage roll earlier. That's unfortunate. So now he's dead. So one of my characters is still invisible, and this causes also this tiny little shortcut. Pretty nifty. So, and I would like to remind you, I still don't have any armor. This means I just didn't activate my second controller there. Oh yeah, I forgot to split. Sorry about that. So, Hexas is a beast. As in, she is really tough. Let's see. This is why I use a barrel to get in position and basically hope Hexas doesn't move from that position. And she... That's pretty horrible. I hit. I might recover from this. Hexas used the wrong spell in the wrong moment, so I didn't have control over my menu when I needed it. So what I'm doing here is I position the sprite in front of the Hexas, and because she's right in front of Hexas, she should always get target her, well, the sprite, with spells. This means the sprite is immune to spells because sprite is always casting. However, if the boy or the girl get too near to Hexas, they can get hit and crowd control, like Pygmy or Engulfed in Flames, which is why I keep the boy as far away as possible. Yeah. The main reason why I lost a lot of time there is basically... Let me think about this. The skip of the Grand Palace last time and the Hexas fight was pretty much perfect last time around. So I lost a lot of time there, for that reason. Also, I'm horrible at explaining when I have to think, which is pretty bad. So, again, mech riders. If they cannot get on your vertical position, they will never actually start charging to the left and to the right. As in, they will never start dashing around. It's really useful. So, what I do here is I wait for him until he slowly tumbles down. And then I hit him. And I would like to have a different attack. That's better because it's not as long of an animation. So, because he cannot get on my vertical position, he will never dash to the left or to the right. After every single hit, he will cast something. And because he has wall, he reflects his own buff spell to myself, which is basically a worst case scenario if he does that onto the boy, because, well, it costs a little bit of time. But that's RNG, nothing I can do about that. Oh well. I could have gone a lot better. Could have gone a lot worse. Or whatever. So, and basically the last skip of the game is coming up. The pure landscape. Normally, after you clear the Grand Temple, you would have to go to the Pure Lands to remove the barrier on the Mana Fortress. However, we have a different strategy for this. Well, I guess I have to get armor first. Stop. Yeah. Running through those plants is tricky. Surprisingly so. So, getting new armor. Eh? What are you doing? This isn't... This isn't Nico talking. This is not Nico talking. I'm talking to a different NPC right now. Please stop this. What? Stop this. What the hell? Wow. Are you kidding me? That was random. Wow, really? That cost me about 20 seconds for no reason at all. Holy cow. Wow. I'll have to think about how that happened. That's not so good, let's put it this way. What the hell? Okay, I have to make sure that I equip everything properly. So, going on. Skip. East northeast. Yeah, whatever. What the hell? Where is it? Is it? Are those all splits? I once updated them. Whatever. I have to land. Oh my god, where is it? There it is. Ah, that's completely familiar. Oh, what's going to happen now? Hang on. What's going to happen right now is I unleash a charge attack, and the girl, within camera, the girl will now jump onto the jump thing, and because I called Flammy just before she could jump on that jump thing, party will jump right now, and this skips the entire your lands. So, welcome to the final fortress. Ah, please don't hit me. Oh. Whatever. Come on, guys. Okay. It isn't too bad that the wolf spawned here, because in exchange the tsunamis, as in the guys, the blue slime things, whatever, don't spawn here, which isn't, well, like, it's a good trade-off in the end. Even if I got stuck there a little. The wolves basically have zero chance of actually hitting me. The only thing that would delay me is if they decided to cast a spell. Which they didn't. It's nice. So. Enjoy the music, by the way. I really like that music. Okay, going on. The goal right now to stuff out of my way. Oop, I forgot to switch. I was in a different place in my thoughts already. Oh well. Moving on to the second random fight, basically. Let's see. He decides to immediately start jumping, which means I immediately start casting. Then I set up the overcharge glitch, and hopefully he doesn't stop jumping until I'm finished with the charge up. Okay, this is a pretty long-winded attack. However, it has the advantage of having a really high chance of hitting him, even if it takes a bit longer than usual to execute. Now the same thing, I position the girl in front of the buffy vampire, I guess. Oh no. So he would try to grab her after getting hit. Oh, please, calm down again. That's not nice. I didn't see how much HP he has left. No. Oh, I was lucky there. Okay, that fight was pretty good actually, all things considered. I got a suboptimal charge attack, and my camera is wrong again, what the hell? I got a suboptimal charge attack. However, at least I hit him and he gave me a really good RNG so far. That was nice. So, running through the rest of this place is pretty interesting, to say the least. As in, everything is planned, but everything can go wrong, as always. Okay, we're past this guy. He's usually pretty much a huge pain to get past this tsunami, if he spawns. It's always this guy. Let's hope I don't get hit. Okay, that could have been worse, but could have also been better. So, the slime. One of the most straightforward bosses. You hit him until he dies. And hope he doesn't cast on the boy. Well, and hope the boy hits, because still, even though his core seems pretty much immovable, also I have to heal the sprite otherwise it dies, he has that evade rating, which is pretty nasty. At this point I have about a 70% chance to hit the enemy, the boss, and I just missed about 4 times out of 5. That's pretty horrible. Please start hitting. Wow, really? One more hit, I think. Also, I changed my overcharge attack because I didn't have control over the girl or the sprite, and so I had to delay the menu there. The main reason I use 2 controllers is there are major skips in the games which are only possible with 2 controllers, and using the overcharge glitch is mostly only possible with 2 controllers. As in the controlled overcharge glitch, that is. I'm going to use wall to reflect spells in the upcoming area, because I have to wait for the level up stuff on the top to pass anyways. So, let's go. Triangle stretch. Running up right here to despawn a lot of enemies, running up right here to despawn this guy, whatever. Didn't matter. This mask lost head thing lost to troll me. He has a very high chance to hit me and does a lot of damage with his attacks. However, he is also rather easy to hit since he has almost no defense, and even my low-level characters can hit him at this point. Well, if they don't miss. Whatever. You know what I mean. Also, I had a small delay because my characters got stuck in the doorway, so I didn't get the same pattern from this Terminator down there as I usually get. So, the wall paid off. If only one of the characters decides to cast anything on me, any of the monsters. Camera, what are you doing? What the hell? If only one of the enemies decides to cast anything on me, it is worthwhile to use wall. Wall. I have no idea. Probably I'm hitting the... bottom of the camera thing with my chair? I don't know. So, yeah. By the way, one controller, one player is a different category entirely. As in, that's an entirely different run. So if you would like to watch that, the Twitch user Crow, as in Crow, I think is his username. He's doing one player, one controller runs, which is pretty impressive because it's even more RNG reliant than this run right here. So, the Dark Lich, basically the last large RNG factor in the whole game. Because if he decides to, similar to the vampire, he can stay on the ground or unhittable for an extended period of time. Let's hope this doesn't happen. Jinxed it. At least he comes right back. Also, I'm positioning the girl right in front of the boy. So she will get targeted by spells, hopefully. Not all spells target the nearest character. For example, poison gas is one of them. I think it targets the one first away. Also, I'm having horrible luck with hitting right now. That's really bad. Well, one of my characters died, I have to revive him. Because the chance of finishing the fight with only 2 characters is slim. And he decides to keep casting on the sprite, I don't mind. Which means I still have control over the girl. He really doesn't like the sprite. Oh, and he decides to dive down again. Whatever. And he comes back right back. Not too bad. Could be worse. For example, if you watch Stinger PA's record run, his Dark Lich fight is perfect. What am I doing with my camera? His Dark Lich fight is literally perfect, as in he hits him until it dies. But this is purely RNG, unfortunately. So, I position my characters in the middle of the screen, so the screen doesn't have to move too much. I guess it's not the middle. And they don't take as much time to gather, I guess. Yeah, it's going to be probably PB, most likely actually, because I have a new strategy, as in a new time saver. Right about here. What I'm going to do is I cast mana magic before I enter the switch there, but in a very specific way. So now the girl is going to start casting mana magic. Oh, the boy has to... No! I'm an idiot. The boy has to equip the sword, obviously, or she does that. No! I messed it up! Oh, I thought I had the second controller active, but apparently I didn't. Such ends the time saver. I'm bad. Okay, what the hell? Are you kidding me? Camera really wants to show my face. I don't want that. What the hell, camera? Everything is against me today. No, what is supposed to happen there is... I cast the first portion of the mana magic, wait a little bit and then cast the second portion, and I step on the switch before the second portion ends but after the first portion ends, which means I would have the mana sword during this cutscene here, and I wouldn't have to endure the long casting animation basically. So I think I now have to give the girl walnuts to, well, fairy walnuts to give her back the magic because she doesn't have any more. She actually does, hang on. The good thing about this is black. Oh my god. Now she doesn't have any mana anymore. Wow, I lose a ton of time because I'm dealing with stuff I haven't ever dealt before. I shouldn't switch a character after I... That was horrible, all things considered. So what I did there is I casted... At least I got the right attack. One, I'm bad. Okay. What I did there, I casted Frost Weapon on the Mana Sword, which means the Mana Sword timer will never expire now. Which is pretty good, all things considered. The reason why I use the Mana Sword instead of the Spear, even though it does the exact same amount of damage, is... well, the Mana Sword actually has a 100% chance to hit enemies, as opposed to the only 70% chance of the Spear. So this basically guarantees a 2 cycle on the Mana Beast, and it's pretty crucial, all things considered. So now the girl needs another candy, otherwise she will die. Yeah. That was a huge time loss. I've never actually used this in an actual run. The Mana Sword animation skip. So, yeah. Should have considered that. So I will lose about, I think 30 seconds is about appropriate. It should still be a PB, but not by much. Also, the Mana Beast decides to come from above, which is the worst way, because it takes longer until I can hit it. Oh, that wasn't too bad. Actually, save time? I did save time. Yeah. That could have gone much better. However, it wasn't too bad, considering I wasn't really warmed up at all. So, yeah. That's Secret of Mana speedrunning. It looks a lot smoother if you don't make as many mistakes, and it looks a lot smoother if you have 3 players. So that's what you could expect from HDQ. It's going to be a really interesting run. We only have about 2 or 3 days to prepare our co-op play, but I think it should work out really well. And thank you, yes. Yeah. I thought I would lose 30 seconds, Let me put it this way, I think I lost 30 seconds compared to what optimally would happen without the skip, without the animation skip, that is. I think last Anna Beast was pretty bad, so that explains that. No, sorry Sirenic, it's not a record. Still 1.5 minutes off the record. What is that symbol doing there, Sirenic? Well, at some point I start needing mods, unfortunately. Personally, I prefer not being modded in a speedrun channel, so I can simply lean back and enjoy the run. So, some people have to do the work, I guess. Yeah, it's the Manasaur. So really, that flipping camera decided to always slide down. Where's my duct tape? Oh, that shouldn't happen anymore. By the way, there is currently no one, well I guess no two people who run this co-op, as in 2 players, 2 controllers. And the only other people that attempted to run this were Ovastis and Shaden. And their best time is, at this point, 6 minutes behind my best time. So I think a co-op run can save up to 15 minutes compared to this time. At least 15, more like 20 I guess. If everything goes well and they have good run, that is. Oh well. By the way, as a little fun fact, the ending screen in this game is always a bit different from run to run, so sometimes you get a full moon, sometimes you get a 3/4 moon, sometimes you get a crescent moon, and the position and size of the stars also varies. I really don't know what it's caused by, but it's pretty neat. The leader of the Scorpion army. Which one was that? I actually don't know the terms for this game, since I haven't played it with a story in English as of far. When I grew up I played in German. Which was pretty weird, because the translators made a pretty good job translating this thing into German. Problem is, Swiss German is not Germany, so we didn't get a lot of the references they put in. Too bad. These guys. Oh! That's a lady, by the way, as the leader. Looks pretty fabulous indeed. Well, localization and translation goes hand in hand. As in, I don't think they should have done that for Switzerland alone, because let's be real. That wouldn't be worth the effort to localize it to Switzerland at all. As in, not money-wise, it was still a really good game. So, I didn't mind. You too, Red? I thought that was a guy as well. I never realized it's a lady. Greetings, Gaming Dowry. When I cut the 2.5, I don't know. I don't know about second and set to 3. That's considerably longer. To be honest, I only find barely time to run this one. Well, German is also basically my first language. This German to be more exact, but we speak German, so to speak. Which is also why my English isn't particularly good. As in, don't say anything. I simply say it could be better. Whatever. Should I do another run? Yes, no, maybe. As always, I shouldn't even mention that. I guess I could do another run. I have plenty of time, so to speak. So, what I wonder right now is... what's the combination of my best splits? It is below 2 hours! Yay! Okay. But that's unreasonable to expect getting time below 2 hours. 3/4 moon.